Good morning, guys. Welcome to Butte Mountain Homestead. This is the third video attempt that I've tried to make in the last week, and hopefully this one works out. The first one was I was going to go get some things that were thrifted in a town by my aunt's, and I had to rent a cargo van and do all that, and then I was getting some things that someone had given me for free. A whole bunch of things someone had given me for free, so my son was coming to help me put those in storage. I had to get a smaller second storage for like furniture items. It's only temporary, so because the thought process is when I do get a place, I want to have the furnishings for it and not have to worry about it because of pretty much getting back into full-time work. I just want it all done. I've always been that way. I've always liked to have things ready to go. There's stuff in the storage shed at the house that, you know, was meant for projects and or just to have, and I'm just that way. So I have been doing a ton of thrifting and picking up little bits here and there, and I have not filmed any of it. It's just been so hot here in Northern California. We've had already a couple weeks of over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Some days were like 107, 108. And actually that particular day that I went to get those things, it was 90 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning. So it was just gross. And we are very dry heat, so any humidity for us kills us. we don't deal with humidity, and when we get it, it's just, I mean, the dry heat is miserable enough, and then for us folks that aren't used to humidity, it just about kills us. So I think a couple days we had like, what, 23%, which is nothing for some folks that have, you know, 100% humidity. I couldn't live there. But anyways, I digress. So I've been doing a ton of thrifting. I have made like Amazon list, Home Depot list, Walmart list. And that way, those are things that I think about that I need or will need. And as I'm thrifting, I find them and then I go in and I take them off the list. Trying to save them on a Pinterest board and then go back into them without all the ads and the pop-ups. Pinterest is just driving me crazy. So what I've done is you can create lists for free on those platforms. So that's just what I'm doing, and I'm finding some good deals. Like I said, unfortunately, I haven't filmed them, so when the time comes for me to decorate a place, I will show you, and it'll be all new stuff to you guys too. It is all thrifted, minus, like I said, there was a truckload of furniture pieces that were given to me by someone that was going to take them to the dump or to the Goodwill. So one of the pieces is a custom-made oak china hutch, and absolutely gorgeous. It needs cleanup. I might sand it and paint it. We'll see, just because there's some damage at the bottom. So I'll probably just leave it for the time being whenever it gets into a place. But there's no decal on any of the glass. The glass was left plain, which I really like that. Let's see, I was given a queen size headboard. It's a little dated, but that's okay. I have a bed frame and a mattress saved in my Amazon cart. So when the time comes, I'm not buying a thrifted mattress. I contemplated it, but I'm just not dealing with people's bugs and germs, and I'm just not dealing with it. So I will save and get a decent mattress. And let's see, a nightstand that goes with it. I'm not sure it 100% matches it, but paint can take care of lots of things. So I'm not sure that I'm going to use it in the bedroom, only because I did pick up 2 nightstands for, what were they, at the same thrift store that I had to go up and get the remaining pieces for. I think I talked about it in one of my last videos, or it was in one that was recorded that I didn't save. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. But I picked up 2 nightstands. They're maple, and they appear maple. They resemble that bookcase that I was given in May for my birthday. So it's that kind of maple color. and they match. So those will probably be my nightstands. We'll see. Everything could possibly change when I get in there. And let's see, so they gave me the nightstand, just one. And a black filing cabinet, a 2-drawer filing cabinet. So because I do have some files that I brought with me, so it'd be nice to be able to have a place for them. So yeah, all that went to storage. What I picked up from the thrift store, hold on one second. Poppy was out gallivanting. There she is. So I had to let her in. Side note real quick, she acquired a sticker up her nose a few days ago. It was not a foxtail, it was just a sticker, but it was still acting as a foxtail, so it can cause some problems. So took her into the vet the other day and got that out. So I'm trying to be mindful, as long as she gallivants in one area of the property and not the other. So anyways, back to my story. So I went up to the thrift store and I picked up the remaining items. So it was a really nice comfy chair with ottoman, all slip covered. The ottoman has storage. All of that is slip covered, so it can all be washed. The cushions do come off. They're in one storage and the chair and ottoman are in another. I also picked up a cabinet that I thought was a top to a hutch. It's not, it actually has feet. So it's an antique. It's going to get painted black. And again, I'm going to show you guys all of this. I'll end up referencing this video that I'm making right now in the video when I'm showing you all that stuff. There's two little like diamond wood pieces on either side of the door that I'm not too fond of. So I think I'm going to take those off, fill the holes, sand it, and then paint it. It may have to get stripped anyways. We'll see if I'm in the mood for stripping it or just painting over it. So I picked that up, the chair. Oh, and then 4 dining room chairs that are going to get painted. They're just the typical, you know, arch back with this dowels. They'll go with the dining room table that a friend of mine gave me. So anyways, picked all that up. It's all now in storage. And then the things I've been picking up are just housewares and decoration pieces. Not really any, I mean, there's functional pieces. Could I live without them? Absolutely. But I'm just, you know, I don't know, it's called retail therapy, or just, I just like being prepared. So I just want to have a functioning house. So, and I'm not destitute with now being back to work pretty much full time. So I have a few spots left on my housekeeping schedule that I let the local people know what random spots I have and then what full-time spots I have left. So it picked up pretty much this week, and then in the next 2 weeks it'll just be full because people are on vacation. So I've gotten started on there. But anyways, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I did pick up. And then if any have explanations, I'll explain them as I go. But it's just a smaller haul, but it still is. Okay, you'll have to excuse the glare. But I did pick up this trash can, and there is a story behind this trash can. I will put a picture on the screen. It's going to get a transformation. I mean, it's just your standard, you know. It was $4.99. It is very clean. There's a little bit of grime, but it's really clean on the inside, so I was happy about that. Really happy about that. There's no smells or anything. So there's one on my Amazon cart. It's painted to look like old, and it's got like a French saying right here. So I am going to do a version of that, and depending on where it goes is what color palette I use. I think the one in the picture is like blues and yellows, very muted. Again, it's meant to look old, but I'll pop a picture up there, and then when I go to do the craft, I will, or the DI, or the thrift flip, I will show you. But this is a second one of these that I've got, so I'm really happy about this. The other one is just all slats, so I can use that in my utility drawer. But this is just for silverware. $6.99 at Goodwill. So yeah, it's pretty sturdy, and I have one in storage just like it that I also picked up at, I think it was Salvation Army, but like I said, it's all open slots, so it can be used for like knives and the such. So, and then this I picked up let's see, it has gold on the end. It's none of this is staying. It's got hooks. So I was kind of thinking doing like a coffee bar area, again, depending on where I end up living, if that's even possible. But I'm thinking, see, it has room for plates, so we'll see. This was $2.99. So I'm thinking sanding this down to bare wood, because that's not too bad. Just take the cup hooks out, sand that down, and then painting these black, like I think there's a paint called cast iron black, to where it'll be matte, because everything tends to be going that direction, is like the like wood tones, darker wood tones. Once you see the dining room tabletop, you'll know which direction I'm going. It's just at a friend's house being used right now. That's how they're storing it for me. And then there's black legs, but those black legs are going to get painted. They'll get painted the same day as the chairs. So anyways, you know, when you're in a rental, you kind of have to do with your decor items instead of painting walls and such. So we'll just see where that goes. But there's that. Then this bag of lemons, and they are not dusty at all. They actually look brand new. I thought they were going to look dusty, but they are not. So this whole bag of faux lemons was $6.99. But yeah, there's no dust. So these I think are brand new. Oh, and there's a lime snuck in there, a couple of them, or just one lime. But so that'll be cute as a bowl filler. I'm going to leave them just in there. I'm not going to use them here. I have no room for them. So I have plenty of woven baskets. So they'll go maybe like on the hutch in whatever dining room situation I have, you know, as summer decor. So yeah, there's those. Then these really cute woven, let's see if you can see that up close. They're appearing more orange on screen than they are. See if this will do it justice. No, that's still orange. There we go. That's more like it. But there's 4 of them there. Those were $3.99. So the table, I think there's 5 here, but again, one can be used on the hutch, because the table does not have a leaf. It is rectangle, but it's only enough for 4, you know. So one will be used as like like to go on a dresser to set stuff on, or like I said, the hutch with a bowl or a basket filled with those. Again, during the summertime, these can also be used in fall. So there's those. This is like a faux sewing drawer or a replica sewing drawer. It has these stars on there, which I'm not too jazzed about. But how I'm going to display it in my mind is just, you know, on its side with stuff in it or spilling out. This was $2.99. There's the hook. I'm sure it was a Hobby Lobby. There's a hook there too. I'm sure it was a Hobby Lobby. There's no store name on there, but so that'll be used for that. And then this bench, it'll get a thrift or a flip, of course. You know, redecorated. It'll get painted. So I'm thinking that same black that I'm going to be using on everything, but distress it, and either probably with a brown wax. And then this will get recovered with like maybe a burlap or a burlap type material that looks burlap. Maybe a dark linen, maybe with a print. We'll see. I have 2 stools already, so this may be just a sitter, you know, like to set stuff on. And then it is for storage. So, and I don't think someone handmade it. I think they recovered it just based on the cutting of this. So it looks like they did recut it, and they didn't, you know, do this very far, but that's okay. So that'll get all transformed. And then for winter, Poppy, these are the softest pajamas I think I have ever bought. I don't know what the brand is. I mean, it says Secret Treasure, so maybe Walmart. But they are so soft. They're like a camo and floral, which is kind of like right up my alley. So these were $5.99. So yeah, for the fall and winter. So I'm really excited about that. But anyways, guys, that's this little haul. And I'm sure if you have any questions, just leave them down below. And like I said, I've been picking up so much. Sorry, my Bluetooth battery was telling me she was going dead and to charge. She has a British accent. I do have a few things in the apartment here that I've picked up that I can show you. I don't know which hauls I got them at or not, but so the last haul I got a really, again, I'm not showing you, but it's one of the big older looking radios. It looks like an old time radio, and it does the records, CDs and cassettes, and you can plug it in to make it, to see if it works. So I did plug it in, and all I'm wanting it for is the radio, and the radio works. I do have albums at the house that I came from. Jean has agreed to give them to me, so I'm going to pick those up on Saturday with I think my garden cart that the kids had got me for Mother's Day, and then a couple other little things. But anyways, he's going to gather the albums for me so I can have them. But I'm going to, I have paperwork set out everywhere, so I'm going to be careful on what I'm showing you. But so I got that. Oh, and some just different cottagecore pieces, you know, that are kind of like these. It's right up my alley. I've been picking up a ton of those. Frames of different sizes and shapes and colors. Yeah, just housewares like, you know, the pans you make meatloaf in, little ramekins, just odds and ends, stuff like that. I still haven't found silverware, so some people must be just buying it up, because I don't care if it's mix match, that's fine. I want good quality. I don't want stuff that I can get at the dollar store. I already have that stuff here, so I just want to, and if not, then I'll just get what I need. But I'm also looking for stainless steel serving utensils and that type of stuff. But let me take you around, and I'm going to be very specific on what I show you. Like I said, I'm not going to do any panning around, so hold on. So I picked up, I think this was at Goodwill, and this is the home interiors. I think this particular day, somebody must have had like a home interior collection, because there was stuff, all kinds of stuff, those home interiors. But this is Island Pineapple, and it smells delicious. So perfect for summer. It's got the yellow that kind of goes with the lemons. So yeah, I have that. And I haven't burned it very much, so it was pretty much full. So I got that. I don't remember what I paid for it. Probably $3.99. Oh, $4.99. $4.99. Thought dropping is really heavy. So let me show you a couple other things. So, and I know this is dark because I don't have very good lighting over here, but I got this ceramic chicken. This I think was at Salvation Army, and I want to say $3 or $4, and I think it was half off. So I also got a ton of florals that were all brand new. They were still in the wrapper. So this is one bouquet that I stuck in, and I had this eucalyptus or lamb's ear, but there's fake eucalyptus. They're all brand new. There's no dust. I had to actually take them out of their packaging. So this was at Goodwill. All of them were $2.99 a package. I had to take a bunch of them to storage because I didn't need them, or I was already using them. You know what I mean? Or I already had stuff, so I didn't need them. But there's that. Again, sorry for the lighting, but that is a pretty white. Here's more florals. I already have some of these, but there's 2 sprays in here. So I picked this up a while ago. I think I've showed that in one of my previous haul videos, but I just set it there for summer. I could put some of the lemons in there, but I'd rather, you know, just do it this way. I know these are more spring florals, but I don't have any summer florals handy that I'm aware. If I do, they're in a tote in storage, and I'm just not digging through that. But anyway, so there's those florals. I picked up this cute tin. Oh, this was part of this last haul. This was $2.99 and brand new, still in the wrapper. Super cute. So, and it's tin or metal or whatever. This candle, which I've burned quite a bit. This was $3.99. I mean, it's heavy. I think this is Home Interiors too. Or I don't know. DW Home. I don't know what that is. Ooh, just dropped a tack. It smells very like crisp. You know, summery crisp. So, yeah. So there's that one. And then this candle, Complete Home. There was a whole bunch of these, so I'm wondering if somebody bought them for an event and didn't use them, but it was brand new. It also smells very crisp. So I think this was $2.99, and I got on this visit here. Anyways, guys, that is it for this thrift haul. Sorry I haven't been filming. I will try to, but now that I'm back into work full-time, it's going to be difficult to film. I mean, I can when I get home, but sometimes I just rent them by storage. So you may see them in the back of the car or in the storage unit, we'll see. But yeah, I'm just having fun and getting back into the swing of things and just getting through. So thank you for being patient with my irregularity on videos, on the content of them. Yesterday I even filmed one where I was doing tips on when to hire a housekeeper, or when you're wanting to hire a housekeeper. But the chair I was sitting in, and this I'm totally outing myself, but the chair I was sitting in, which is the little, like one of those like kids go to college chairs, the way I was sitting was so like this. Oh, there's no way I could have cut it out, and I ended up standing because Poppy was being a stinker. But when I went back and watched it, it was just, I couldn't do it, so I deleted it. I ended up doing a post on Instagram basically outlining the 5 tips that I gave. So anyways, yeah, so that's 2 videos that I totally recorded and started, and you guys never knew anything about them. But anyways, thank you so much for sticking around through this transition. When I get a place, it'll pick back up, and we'll get back into, I don't know, normal-ish content, as far as like canning and gardening, if I'm able to garden, or I kind of put my money where my mouth is on the small scale, like patio gardening, you know, or container gardening, that type of thing. I'm actually looking forward to it. I miss it really bad. It's really hard to not garden. I can't even really watch any of my gardening shows or follow my gardening accounts, because I used to watch them to draw inspiration from, and I have nothing to apply that to. So I'm just kind of taking a break. I still watch Garden Answer. I love her, and I'll watch her no matter what she films. So, but some of the other ones I'm kind of taking a break on. So I have been doing some pantry food supplements from the church pantry. I just only go when I need to be supplemented. And right now I'm fine. I did one, not this Friday, but the Friday before. And I went grocery shopping, so I'm good for the rest of the month there. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. It ended up being longer. Imagine that. So just remember to always be kind and do what makes you happy. Thanks, guys. Bye.